everyone. So if you got a chance to watch my newest vlog, the July vlog, which vlogs are back, but at this point I'm aiming for monthly instead of weekly. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. Anyway, if you caught my July vlog, then you saw that during the beginning of the Nordstrom anniversary sale, I did an in-store event at our local Nordstrom with Charlotte Tilbury, and they had a master makeup artist slash educator for Charlotte Tilbury. Her name was Kelsey. She was the one who did my makeup. And I didn't film the actual event because I was sitting in the chair in front of a group of people, but I did pick up quite a few tips and tricks from her, some specific to Charlotte Tilbury products, some just in general, better ways to do your makeup. I am not saying that you don't already know all these things. I did not. So I felt like let's share it. And if one person learns something they didn't know and it helps them out, great. And before I get into this, yes, today is the last day of the Nordstrom anniversary sale. It is your last chance to snatch up whatever is left at this point before the prices go up tomorrow. So in the description box, I'll put some links to just a few of the things that I'm considering grabbing one more time before the sale's over. And of course, in the comments, if anybody has grabbed something that they love and know it's still around, share with us, please. So when I did the event, I had a fresh face of self-tanner on, a whole body of it, and that has since worn off. So some of this isn't going to be exactly the same. So the first thing I want to talk about is my foundation. So generally speaking, when I wear the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation, I'm in the shade 2 Fair, which is pretty much where I am right now. But then once I did the fake tan, obviously that shade was too light. And something that I learned, and like I said, none of this is rocket science, but it didn't occur to me. I thought I could just move up a shade. And you have to really know your individual brands on this one. So we color matched me before the event, and we assumed shade 3 would work, but shade 3 is very pink undertone. Yes, it's darker, but it was too pink. So then we went up to shade 4, which I would have never thought to do. I would have just tried the next darkest shade and probably been like, okay, that's it, I'm done. We jumped up to shade 4, which is what I got, and it was the perfect match for when I do have a self-tan on. And the reason being, yes, it's darker, but it's also more neutral undertones. So I always thought I had a little more yellow, but really looking at my skin, I'm more neutral than anything. So when I do have a fake tan going, shade 4 is my shade. Shade 4, still in the fair range, but it's up a couple shades. Now, today I have mostly shade 2 on with a little bit of 4 mixed in. I'm kind of in between right now, and that's what I like about having both of them is that I can mix and match depending on where I am in the fake tan schedule. Now let's talk about the next product that she used, or I should say in conjunction. She used the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I have it in the shade 1 Fair. And for the event, she was going for a really dewy, glowy look, and that is absolutely the look she achieved. And that's great, but for me, day to day, maybe in the winter time when it's dry out and there's no chance of me breaking into a sweat, but in this summer heat in Texas, I'm not into the glow. However, if that's the look that you're going for, she put the Hollywood Flawless Filter, she dabbed it on the back of her hand and then mixed it with the foundation and put that all over my face. When I personally use the Hollywood Flawless Filter, I like to more kind of spot do it, and so I will put it where I want the glow, which is what I did today before I applied my foundation. So before I applied my foundation, I dotted some Hollywood Flawless Filter on my cheekbones, a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and a tiny bit down the center of my nose, and then I put the foundation on top. And that is all I have on right now. So let's get on with the rest of this. So before I start powdering and everything, I want to continue with some liquid and cream products. And first we need to conceal. So Kelsey recommended, and everybody says this, you need basically 2 shades of concealer. One that's a shade bright, the same skin tone or brighter than your under eyes right here, and then another shade for actual blemishes. Now, I'm not sure how this is gonna work because I don't know what color I currently am, but for under my eyes, I have been using shade 2, so that's what we're gonna put, and she doesn't go all over. This was the trick I learned. So she puts it in the corner, she follows kind of the trough right there, and then, I'm almost out of this one, she doesn't do the whole triangle like some makeup artists do, she runs it down the side of the nose, like that. So that's what we're going to do. like so. And that's how she likes to brighten the under eye area. Let me blend that in. And I'm pulling, not pulling, but kind of dabbing and moving the concealer along underneath my eye. And pulling it down to the corner of my nose, which a lot of women can get red around the nose. Let's see how shade 4 works on me for blemishes. It might be too dark. Actually, I think that's gonna work just fine. I was pretty much blemish free. I got a hydrofacial, which I very much like the results of overall. I was warned there would be some purging, and there has been, so, and one bruise from the Jeuveau, the Nutox. So just a little bit of that. We'll dab that in. Okay, we're still not ready for powder. I've had this product for a while. This is the Hollywood Contour Wand, and it's the Easy Contour. I have it in, well, fair medium. That's not a shocker there. Anyway, I have been avoiding using this product because every time I blended it out, it kind of got all over my face and didn't love it. But now I can't stop using it. So the thing to remember though, it's to open it, you twist it right here at the base. So remember to twist it on, but also remember to twist it off when you're done or it will possibly leak. So the tip she taught me, one that most of us know, but you start in this area where your ear kind of ends into your head at the temple. Not even the temple will be up here. So right here. And then you draw a line as if you're going to go to your lips, the corner of your lips, but you stop it at the end of your eye. That's the angle you're generally looking for. This is going to look ridiculous. Just like that. Do the same over here. We do a little actually along the jawline, because we all need a little defining there. This looks cute, right? And then a little bit across. And then you take the edge of it, or you could take, if you're really nervous about it, you could take a brush. Let's do a brush. I'm a little nervous. Take a brush, and we're gonna contour the nose, which I never do, but I'm really, and I wouldn't do this for every day, but I'm really liking it. And you start at the corner of your eyebrow, and you just paint down the side of your nose like that. And then curve it around the tip. Now, here's the part about blending it in. I'm gonna use a kind of fatter brush. She said just literally back and forth and a little bit up. Otherwise, I was pulling it down and that's how you get muddy. So back and forth and a little bit up. This also blends a lot better if you don't talk through it and actually do it as you're applying it to your face so that it doesn't dry on your face. And then blend this back into the hairline. You can absolutely use your foundation brush for this. But as you can see, it's not just contouring, it's really blending into the skin, and it's immediately giving me a look of warmth, bronziness, although this isn't the bronzer. This you can pull down. You can see, I mean, we're not done. We have to put powder and bronzer and all that stuff over it, but my face immediately, I feel, looks slimmer. My cheekbones are more pronounced. But she also said you cannot have contour without highlight. So this I do use more often. It's the Hollywood Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlighter. Obviously, you're going to put it in the usual spots, tops of the cheekbones, pull it around a little bit, avoiding crow's feet. A little bit on the Cupid's bow, not a lot. And then gently down the center of where you contoured on the nose, above each eye. And she also recommended for ladies who didn't like the concealer under their eye, they were worried about creasing, she recommended using the highlighter under your eye. And I thought, okay, that's going to be a disaster. It actually looked really good. There was a woman at the event there with her daughter. Her daughter was probably in her 30s. I'm guessing the mother was in her late 50s, early 60s maybe. The both of them, absolutely stunning. And both of them could have been models. And the mom did the highlighter under her eye, and it looked beautiful. So it was very counterintuitive, but I say if you're worried about concealer creasing, try doing highlighter underneath. I mean, if you don't like it, you can always wash it off. Now we are ready to powder. And there's just, I didn't realize how much is in this powder. I did learn a lot. I guess I could have just read the ingredients and learned it from there. But there's almond oil in here. There's all kinds of amazing ingredients. This is an incredible powder, and I need another one. I have it in the shade Fair 1. That is the shade that we used. And I'm going to just use it all over to set everything we just put on. Didn't really get much in the tips and tricks as far as the bronzer highlighter, except I have a tip for you. This is the Flower Beauty Blush Brush, and I have been using it for contouring, bronzing, because it's really a little more precise, and then I don't muddy up my face. But I am looking forward to my friend Lisa from Lisa J Makeup. I just put in my order for her brushes, so I can't wait to use those. I got to play with them a little bit, like touch them a lot in April, the prototype, but I haven't got my hands on like the actual final design yet, so I'm really excited for BK Beauty's a big launch. So with the bronzer, I'm going over where I had the contour, but I'm being much more diffuse with it and over a larger area. And then I will just add the highlighter to the tops of my cheekbones. I'm just gonna grab some blush. The blush that she used on me at the event was actually almost like part of their liquid highlighter collection from the Peachgasm, the Glowgasm collection. I don't have that. It was beautiful. I think it's limited edition. I didn't get it. Kind of regretting that I didn't get it, but that's okay. It's really, really pretty. It's a liquid blush highlighter. On fair skins, definitely something you could use for blush, and it is really pretty if you're looking for a glowy, peachy pink liquid blush. It was kind of amazing, and she did apply that over powder. Okay, now we're gonna move on to eyes, and this next tip should not be earth-shattering, but it kind of was to me. And it would also explain why I really didn't care for the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows when I first got it and decluttered it, and now I wish I had known how to use it properly. So when I have been doing my brows up until fairly recently, I pencil them in first, and then I brush through the gel, color gel. No. So I am going to, I don't have the exact, obviously, color that she used, so I'm going to use, it's the Urban Decay Brow Endowed in Red Row, I think. And I picked this because it is a very similar brush. The Legendary Brows, remember how I was complaining, if you watched way long ago, I didn't like the Legendary Brows because the bristle was basically the most tiny, microscopic. It looks very similar to this. What are you gonna do with that? Well, I'll show you what you do. What Kelsey recommended, and which has been life-changing, it's a little messy, I recommend having a Q-tip on hand, is you start from the back, the tail of your brow, which really needs the most pigment. You don't pencil in first, you add the color brow mascara first, and you go against the hairs, which feels absolutely bizarre, and you push it through your brows where you need it, and then you comb it through. Look at that. Done, not done. It has brow mascara on it. No brow mascara. Then you go back and you take your pencil. In this case, I cannot tell you how much I love this pencil. It's the, well, I've told you actually how much I love this pencil. It's the Trish McEvoy Precision Brow Shaper in the shade Natural. I'm gonna brush this up a little bit. And then you take your pencil and you fill in the bare spots. You draw in your outline. Sorry, I'm not looking at you. I know it's a little rude, but I gotta look in the mirror for this. And you pull it out, you do the thing where you lay it against your nose, you put it to the outer corner of your eye, you make your little dot. That's where I need my brows to go to. And then, because I like my eyes to be just, my eyebrows to be just a little more blonde than they are, I always follow up, this is not part of our tips and tricks, with the NYX Brow Mascara in Blonde, I believe it is called. And I just put it all back in place. And I still don't get crunchy brows. So one brow done. Let me do the other one, and then we'll keep going. At the event, the makeup artist, Kelsey, went on to prime my eyes with my all-time favorite cream shadow. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. Now, I think she used Bet, which I do have. I got that at the event. And it's a really beautiful bronzy shade right there. But the palette that she used is not the palette that I got or have. It used to be called the Dolce Vita palette, and she changed the name to Bella Sofia for two reasons. One, because Dolce Vita is just a name used in all kinds of branding and merchandise, and two, Bella and Sophia are Charlotte's nieces, so that's very nice. I like a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products. There are some products that I'm like, meh, and then there's a few I just am like, nah, I don't like them. And I have to admit, I like one Charlotte Tilbury palette so far, and it's the only one I own. That's a standalone eyeshadow palette. It's the Golden Goddess palette. I feel like these are the most wearable, easy colors. My only issue with the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow quads is they're all shimmer. And I'm sorry, but I need a little matte in my life. However, I'm gonna show you sort of how we did this at the event. So instead of using Bet, I'm gonna use Marie Antoinette, which is more of a lighter champagne-y bronze. And that is far too much. A little goes a long way. And I'm gonna use that on my lids. I mean, her shadows are gorgeous, and there is one more palette with some plums and berries that look kind of appealing. But I need some balance. I need a matte crease. I need a matte brow bone. And I know Charlotte's trademark is all about the glow, so I get it. It doesn't work for her, but that's why you don't see me talking about her eyeshadow palettes. Now, I'm gonna go a little off script, and in my crease, I'm gonna put some of the bronzer from the bronzing palette. Like I said, Mama needs a little matte. And this isn't even totally matte, but it's close enough. The best way to use these is to literally follow the back of the container. It tells you in what order and where to put them all. So I'm gonna put it on the way it is recommended. And just looking for a brush I wanna use. I'm not gonna use a completely flat shader brush. I'm gonna use a Sigma E25. I'm gonna take the primer shade, which is like this light goldeny, I don't know what you would call it. I'm gonna pat that over the cream shadow and then kind of put it all over lightly bring it all the way up, just so you can see the difference. This one has the primer shadow on all over, and the other one doesn't. With the same brush, I'm gonna go in with the Enhance shade, the next one over, and with the tip of my brush, I'm just kind of popping it into the outer corner and then pulling it up into the socket line. Not my crease is really low, it's way down here. The socket line's about 1/2 inch higher than that, and I already have small eyes, so we do not need to make them smaller. So now we're gonna move on to the smoky part right here. I love this color. It's a beautiful kind of warm brown, and I need a smaller brush. So I'm pulling it almost like an eyeliner across the base of my lash line and then up. I'm also gonna tap it off and run it underneath my eye. I personally feel like this is a lot of shimmer for an eye, so just to anchor it a little bit, I'm going with my old trusty Wet n Wild Brûlée. And I should be doing it maybe with a denser brush. But this also, by doing it with a fluffy brush, does double duty to kind of blend things out. The other tip I learned regarding the eyeshadow palettes is something I wish they would publicize more. There is an accent shade. I believe it's called their Pop shade. Yes. It's usually a lot more shimmery, glittery than the other ones. And Charlotte, in her videos and interviews, says, you know, this is more for like when you're going out, not necessarily during the day. And I have never really loved these shadows because when I try picking it up with a brush, there's not a lot of payoff. Well, I learned at the event, you're not supposed to use a brush. You're supposed to pop it on with your finger. I wish that was something that they would publicize because I might reach for it more. But just for the sake of this video, I have it on my finger and we're just gonna pop it just in the center of the lid. I have to say, of all the pop colors, I do like this one the best. It doesn't really have glitter so much as a sheen, So that eye has been popped. Oh, that sounded disgusting. That eye has the pop in the middle. Very subtle, but it's really pretty. The other thing that Kelsey did on my eye that I really loved, but I'm not even going to attempt to recreate, is she did do a winged liner on me, and she called it the Batwing technique, which if I can find a video on it, I will put it below, but it's basically, it's not just a straight wing. She kind of goes down and cuts over. So when your eyes are open, it looks like it's one continuous flick, but when you close your eyes, you can see there's almost like a notch in the liner, hence the term Batwing. It's not a way that I generally would want to wear my liner. If you're into winged liner and you find your eyes are too small or suddenly they're getting hooded, it's a great technique. I just don't usually wear winged liner anyway, so I'm not even going to try it. What I am going to do is just slap on my favorite liner, the Flower Beauty Vinylized Gel Liner in Bronzed Out. I need to place an order for more. I'm almost out. And I'm just going to trace it along my lower lash, upper lashes. Still love my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise the best, so that's what I'm gonna put on. Don't have any tips really for you there. As far as lips went, not any major revelation. Line your lips. She has a ton of different colors. I picked up Iconic Nude, which is definitely more brownie tone. It's not gonna go with what I wanna play with today, so I'm not using it. I'm just gonna line my lips with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I need to sharpen this. I will be right back, and then I'll show you just the one tip I picked up that everybody knows, but I'm gonna just try it. They gave me 3 Hot Lips 2 colors. And I've talked about J.K. Rowling and Dance Floor Princess, but I hadn't tried Angel Alessandra yet, and I actually this might actually be my favorite. It's very peachy, and I'm not normally drawn to the peachy shades, but this one is beautiful. It looks even better when I have a little fake tan going. So the tip that she did, everybody, I mean, we all know this, I just never bother doing it, is once you've done your liner and your lipstick, then add clear gloss or a very light shimmery gloss to the middle of your lips. Okay, I don't have the one that they used, which was beautiful. I can't remember which shade, but I just picked up this one from Milani. I picked up 2 more of these Milani Lip Plumper glosses, these Keep It Full. I love them. And this is just in the shade Moonlight, which is just, I think it's a bit of a duochrome actually. So we'll find out. I'm just gonna dab it in it all. I don't know. I don't know if that does anything at all, but except get my brush dirty. We shall see. But anyway, this is the final look with using the tips and techniques that I picked up from my session with a master makeup artist and educator. And it was a lot of fun. Some of it was just having someone do your makeup in a way that you would never do. We all kind of fall into the same routine when we're doing our own makeup. We use the same techniques. We gravitate toward the same colors. We put the colors in the same place every time. And it was neat to see what I could look like using different techniques. Winged liner, darker, richer colors, contouring, and all that stuff. So will I do this full face every single time I put on my makeup? Absolutely not. But it's nice to know that I feel a lot more confident trying the contour, putting highlighter in different places. It's just it's another fun thing to do as I add to my arts and crafts repertoire on my face. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you already knew all this, in which case you need to be teaching me some stuff. Leave those tips in the comments below. As always, thank you so much to all of you for choosing to spend some time with me today. Thank you to Kelsey for teaching me all of this. I learned a ton, and I will see you in the next video.